lining up nicely, 2x2, 23 drivers set to go, 12 rows of Tatis JR23 race cars, Continental Tires all the way around, elite engines powering every one of these cars as we get set to go for the final round of the Continental Tire VIR Grand Prix. Essentially in the hands of Elkin now, but they'll be looking for that flag to fly once they get over the top of the crest. Getting ready to punch off. 15 laps or 40 minutes. Do we get a clean one here? Drivers in position. Time to go racing. And we are looking at the flag. Waiting, waiting. Everybody into position here right now. Slow and waiting. A very slow start. Elkin's punch off. And we are rolling. Green, green, green. Elkin brought him up very slowly. And does he get paid off for that start? All the way to the outside of the racing line, down to the bottom, a little bit of brake lock up there. Ribeiro jumps into second. Not a great start for a Scorpione. I think he's going to lose a spot as Jeffers, I think, is going to tuck to the inside, coming up through turn number 2. Jeffers to the apex of 3. He's thinking about the inside of Ribeiro, but tucks back in. A Scorpione goes to P4. It's a good launch for Ariel Elkin. Drivers hopefully getting cleaned up. Oh, big brake lock up there, mid-pack for one of the D-Force drivers. Might have been Juncos there who started mid-pack. Big left front lockup rolling through turn number 4. Here they come back down the long straight through the snake, which is essentially 5 and 6. But now the long curving 7, 8, 9. The first of the 2 long straightaways. This one leads to Oak Tree. The next one all the way down to the roller coaster, down through South Bend, turn 10. Draft plays such a huge role. Really, as long as you get through the first 6 corners, I think, you can kind of settle back in and see what kind of battle you're in, who you're going to kind of be racing with. Here they are again coming out of turn number 11. Couple of drivers dropping wheels on the exit. Not hard to do as you're trying to maximize exit speed. Elkin's got about 6 car lengths as they work their way now up into 14, but watch the draft bring in the driver running P2 right now, Bruno Ribeiro. Ribeiro trying to bounce back from that horrific accident in race number 1 at Barber Motorsports Park. He's got the speed, has shown it. Pole position for race number 1 and has brought in a couple of quality results on the weekend so far, trying to put 3 down. And although he's behind in the point standings, the key is putting in good results. When others are making mistakes, as long as you can keep knocking those good points down, you're going to find yourself in a position to potentially challenge. Elkin with a nice lead to start. Here we come down the line for the first time. Lap 1 of the books. Elkin leads. Oh, big dive bomb move to the bottom. Jeffers putting a ton of pressure on. Right behind Jeffers is Weldon working with a Scorpione. Weldon around the outside of a Scorpione. That's the tough part of turn 1. You want to run the inside. You want to cover off the bottom a little bit so nobody makes that move around you. But that opens the door on the outside because you can run around the outside and get the better position coming to 3. A Scorpione is going to lose the spot. Weldon through. Move Sebastian Weldon into 4th. A Scorpione 5th. And talking to a Scorpione, although very young, he has the understanding that what they're here to do is learn and get the experience. And he's realized that if you're patient in these races, you're going to come up on top. He got collected in the incident at Barber Motorsports Park. Really affected the rest of the weekend, but he's been so good here this weekend, a Scorpione has. Just settling in nicely, staying out of trouble, picking up the positions where others made mistakes, found himself on the podium, and then eventually P2. We'll wait for the official results to come from race number 2. A lot of work done between the 2 races with the race directors really going over video to figure out exactly what those races results are going to look like. The number of penalties were handed out. Elkin trying to get back on top of the box, but won both races at Barber Motorsports Park. Jeffers making a really good run. Top 3 drivers pulling away a little bit here now from that battle between Weldon and Scorpione. Max Taylor's up into that, as is G3 Argyros. Oh, watch that outside. That's 2 wheels up. Oh, what a save for a Scorpione. Right out of room on the outside there of turn number 14 through 15. Went 2 wheels off, but brought it back on and luckily did not collide into the side of Argyros. Nice job there for a Scorpione. Big room here for Jeffers. As he moved to the outside, he does. Ribeiro running around the bottom. Jeffers going to try the outside on Ribeiro. Does he make it stick? Ribeiro's going to potentially run him out of room. No, gives him just enough, and that's what the race director asked for. Give me a car width and a couple more inches, and that's what Ribeiro did. Nicely done there for Ribeiro. Did everything he could to hold Jeffers back, but gave him just enough room. That's in stark contrast to what we saw in race 1 yesterday with the battle between Ariel Elkin and Liam McNeely. Saw the two of those drivers get together. Elkin got a little bit of entry, kind of mid-corner oversteer rather, lost the rear end. That contact with McNeely put him off the racetrack. He was able to come back forward. Race director then turning around and putting Elkin behind McNeely for incident responsibility, the unavoidable or the avoidable contact. Ribeiro alongside Jeffers, that was beautiful. Jeffers had just enough room. Ribeiro gave him the room on the inside or the outside of the corner. And the beauty of that is you don't wreck, and you got the rest of a race. We're only lap number 3. Ribeiro would love to get on the podium here right now. He's going to have to challenge with, I believe, Sebastian Weldon, who now runs in 4th. Max Taylor's up to 5th. Your point leader coming into race number 3, Max Taylor. Up into 5th spot, I believe, now. Although G3 Argyro's in the middle of it as well. I think we got an issue potentially happening. Car off in turn number 6. Race control having a really good look at that right now. Turn 6 is where Weldon went off yesterday. You see that just the top of the screen. Actually, no, when we head over to the next camera, we'll be able to have a look at it. Here they are coming up the front straightaway, and indeed, full course yellow. Yeah, driver off at turn number 6. Not the hardest thing to do in that particular part of the racetrack. Drivers are really hanging it out. We saw a lot of dust, right? Get kicked up quite a bit. Safety vehicles coming out onto the racetrack right now. Everyone woeing up under the full course yellow. They'll go to work on picking up that car over in turn number 6. We'll quickly be able to tell you who it is. I'm hesitant right now because I think it may be Leonardo Scorpioni. I just talked about the fact he showed so much patience in the first couple of races, and I think it may be a Scorpioni. He's fallen down the order. Rodrigo Gonzalez as well. Hudson Potter is down a lap as well. Potential car off over in turn number 11. That's down in Oak Tree as well. Another one of the scenes of a Weldon DNF. He went off there in race number 2. So turn 6 and turn 11, we're being told, where those incidents took place. Tough. Again, Leonardo Scorpioni coming off a second place finish in race number 2. Here comes Rodrigo Gonzalez in and out of pit lane in the D-Force driver development number 20. This is essentially turn 5 right here, so wherever that incident may be, they're starting to work their way there. Yeah, it looks like 2 potentially separate incidents on track. One would be the 55 of Leonardo Scorpioni, the 4 of Hudson Potter. We're just completing lap number 3. It's actually the 55 of a Scorpioni in turn 11. You can see that at the top left of your screen now. There is safety on the scene for that. And remember, that's where Weldon dropped the wheel in race number 2 and went off. It's not that hard to do. Car turn 4 is indeed, or in turn 6 is indeed Hudson Potter. So 2 incidents here early. It was getting, I don't want to say it was getting hectic up front. It was pretty good racing, I thought. Elkin had a good lead. Jeffers made a really good move around the outside of Ribeiro, who gave him just enough room. The top 3 drivers had a bit of a gap. Max Taylor, Sebastian Weldon, Leonardo Scorpioni were all in the scrap there. G3 Argyros. Race 2 winner Augusto Soto Sharipa was in it. Liam McNeely now moving up to 8th. Aiden Ingrata in 9th and Christian Cameron 10th. McNeely started 11th, so give him a couple of spots here. Elkin started pole. That's where he runs. Jeffers 4th. He's up a couple spots to 2nd. Ribeiro 3rd, holding station. Max Taylor 8th. He's +4. Sebastian Weldon 6th. He's +1. G3 Argyros 7th. He's +1. Soto Sharipa's +2. Trying to find the biggest movers here right now. Got to go Joao Vergara, and I said that. Started 23rd plus 6 up into 17th. For a driver like Vergara, you know what? I'm liking this. Just got 6 spots. We'll stack them again. We'll go restart, get closer to the guys in front of me again. I'll go to work to try to get a couple more positions. If you start at the tail of the field, yeah, I guess green to checker's okay because you can just keep passing guys. But a couple of restarts in there, not too bad at all. More than happy to stack things back up and get that restart. That's when you can get close up to the guys in front of you. So we'll see what Joao Vergara can do here. He needs a break, I'll tell you that. It's been unbelievably rough for Vergara. Michael Boyadzis started back in 20th. He's plus 6 as well. Boyadzis was 20th up to 14th now, so a good start for him. Brady Golan 17th up to 13th, plus 4 for Brady. Part of the Texas crew we have here in USF Juniors. Jack Jeffers from Texas, Brady Golan, Diego Guillo, Joshua Leonel, number of Texas drivers. Again, I don't know that this is going to take a long time. The crew here at VIR have been solid in getting the cars involved in incidents, either up on the flatbed or on the tow truck or flat-towed back. So I would expect with crews on both scenes, single car incidents, that we will likely go green next time by. So this will be lap 4. When they come back around to go green, it'll be lap number 5, a third of the way through the distance, 15 lapper, 40 minutes the duration. Still 29 minutes to go, so we're good now. Jack Jeffers up into second spot behind Ariel Elkin. Elkin, Jeffers, Ribeiro, Taylor, Weldon, top 5. Elkin going back a little bit in the points after the tough issues. The penalty that put him behind McNeely in race 1, the contact that they had, the incident right here in the first of the 2 apexes of turn 3, the left-handers. Again, looks like the driver off in turn number 6, just before the bridge. Hudson Potter, they're getting that dialed in. Winners on the season so far, as we know, big start for Sebastian Weldon. Came out of the gate very impressively at NOLA with a couple of wins. Liam McNeely won there as well. Still working on getting the car of Leonardo Scorpioni extricated. Hudson's rolling. Hudson Potter's rolling from over in turn number 6, so that's great. They're taking a little more time here with a Scorpioni, like he may have been dug into the tires there. That's something this is our first look at it really at the incident here with a Scorpioni. But again, back to the results we've seen so far this year. NOLA was really about Sebastian Weldon. He took a big lead out of that race, the opening round, the triple header. Ariel Elkin came back super strong at Barber, won both races to tighten the points up considerably. All that said, in race number 2, Weldon bagging a second place finish, which was big points for him. And of course, it's been a while since we've been on track, coming here for a triple header at VIR. And it's been up in the air, has it not? Victory for Max Taylor in race number 1. Elkin gets pushed back. A DNF for Sebastian Weldon. Top 2 guys up front did not have good days in race 1. Race number 2, huge win for Augie Soto Sharipa. Contact for Jeffers and Elkin. They go out. Another DNF for Weldon. Max Taylor finds himself up front, having some consistency. It's been an improvement in consistency and patience, I think, for Max Taylor here from last year to this year, and it's paying off. And man, it's just, that's a message you'd love to be able to get through to the rest of the field here now and not have them have to go through the tough ups and downs where you find yourself involved in wrecks. You find yourself with DNFs. When the more you understand that rolling the car back into the trailer at the end of the day, driving it back to the paddock is key, experience is what you're looking for here. Front wing loss for sure there for the 55 of a Scorpioni. You wonder whether or not the wing had been gone or had damage coming into the corner, right? When you're trying to roll into the corner there without that front wing, all that downforce on the front of the car, you get the entry understeer, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happened a bit to Weldon in race 2. End up dropping a wheel, going off track, and you're essentially along for the ride at that point. So yeah, indeed, the crew, excellent job. We watched them be able to get the Scorpio out and away. These long laps around, again, this 3.27 mile, 17 turn road course give us a chance to get things done. We're going to go to green this time by. Back to green flag racing. 5 in the books when we get back around. Let's see what happens with the restart. You know there's going to be challenges up front. Drivers who have made big moves coming from the back, like Boyadzis, like Vergara, both going to be looking to try to get a couple more spots. Up and through turn number 14. Back down that roller coaster. 14, the first kink, 14A, they're calling the full right-hander down into the roller coaster, which is the 15-16, the kind of double lefts, a little short shoot between them. And then you got to set up for this tough 17A through Hogpen. Downhill, feels like it's off camber, can't drop a wheel. Back on the power, and here comes Elkin. He'll roll onto the throttle, and we are racing. Green flag flying once again, and we're underway. 5 laps down when they come to the line. Is Jeffers in a position to challenge? He is. He is right there. Jeffers is going to poke to the outside, trying to hold the spot. Jeffers thinking about the outside on Elkin, trying to give him enough room. Ribeiro to the inside. Taylor coming to the outside as well. Elkin's going to run him all the way wide. Jeffers is probably going to lose a spot from the outside. Ribeiro, I think, going to try to tuck back in. Ribeiro thinking over-under. He's going to get second spot back. Jeffers went for the lead, but not enough room on the outside. I think he had to check up a little bit. He goes back to third. Ribeiro into the second position. Taylor right there, third. Oh, everybody lining up. Good start for, I think, G3 Argyros. I believe he was able to get by Weldon. So Argyros now up into 5th. Weldon goes back to 6th. Back to green flag racing. Big run down the straightaway. Elkin leveraging the moves through turn number 1 to give him a little bit of a gap coming down into 10 and 11. You see that lead group kind of developing up. Jeffers thinking about the inside on Ribeiro. Stays on the gearbox. Weldon's there. Argyros, Soto Sharipa, and McNeely, I believe, at the end of that group. So top 8. Aiden and Grata trying to get up there with them. Elkin, Jeffers, Ribeiro. That was the last time by. Now it'll be Elkin, Ribeiro, Jeffers. Let's see who takes the shot. Let's see if Ribeiro thinks about going to the lead. Oh, they're stacked up coming through 14 and 15. Nose to tail. So much talent in this USF Juniors program this year. A great way for this program to develop in its 3rd year of competition. We had 14 drivers here last year, 23 this time. And we're being told another yellow flag, 2 drivers together. That is Cameron and one of the cars here of Inter MS. I think that's Soto Sharipa and Christian Cameron have got together. Looks to me like at the end of the back straightaway, Cameron's going to be able to drive away. Not so much for the winner of race number 2, Soto Sharipa. He's waving his hands. Cameron's going to pull away. I don't even know that those 2 drivers got together. I don't know that Cameron was close enough to come together. I think he may have just been kind of residual instance of drivers checking up. Soto Sharipa was right there, I think, behind Weldon in front of McNeely. Pace car gets itself back out front. Cautions definitely breed cautions. We know that. And there, we'll get a shot here momentarily. There's Augie Soto Sharipa in the number 24 Inter NS machine. Big damage to the right front. He is not jumping out of that car super quick. Crew with him. He's trying to get unbuckled, unhinged with all the wiring right now. Finally get himself out of the car. So that, I believe, happened at the end of the back straightaway, coming through 14 and 15. We've seen a number of drivers gone off there. you see the drivers working their way out. Back through turn 6 and 7, down the back straightaway, once again under yellow. Crew getting themselves over to the inside. We saw that Christian Cameron was able to pull away. He remains on the lead lap. So 3 drivers out so far, Potter, Scorpioni, and Soto Sharipa. Elkin the leader, Ribeiro took advantage of Jeffers' attempt to go around the outside of Elkin. So just had a quick chat with race control, and we are going to go red flag, not for the driver right now, folks. The driver's going to be fine. We're going red to save laps right now. We don't want to just circulate around here under yellow. Again, we're all about trying to get maximum race laps for our drivers. 6 laps down, so we're going to bring them in here now. Drivers are going to come in into pit lane. Once they get back around here, again, the crew going to work on the car over in turn number 14. Elkin, your leader. Ribeiro second. Jeffers in third. Max Taylor fourth. G3 Argyros fifth. Sebastian Weldon in 6th spot. 7th is Liam McNeely. 8th, Aiden Ingrata. 9th is Timothy Carell. And 10th is Leandro Juncos. I didn't get a chance to see what happened on track. Again, we were in a different camera angle. Crew picking up the end of that one. So again, drivers will work their way back into pit lane. Six laps down. When we get going again, as they come across the line to leave the paddock, the pit lane, it will be lap 7. When they come back around to go green, when we eventually do, that'll be the halfway point. We'll have 7 laps left to go. Folks, don't go anywhere right now. We got more racing for you to come, but we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, ideally, we'll be ready to go back to racing and have 7 more laps of green flag for you. Final round of this Continental Tire VIR Grand Prix from Virginia. Welcome back to VIR, a little break in the action to clean up the incident happening over in turn number 14 and 15 involving Inter-MS driver Augie Soto Sharipa. That incident has been cleaned up. Car has been brought back to the paddock. Augie's been taken to the infield care center for observation, just to make sure everything's fine. We'll give you an update when we can. Tough incident there. Unsure of the contact. We weren't focused on that. That happened just outside, I believe, probably the top 5, top 6. The drivers are working their way through that 14-14A combination. The car looked pretty beat up, so quite sure of the contact. But we're on track, engine firing just moments ago. Back at it. As I said, when they came across the line, there's lap number 7 for you. When they come back to get green, it'll be lap number 8. So we'll be past the halfway point. We get ready to go racing again. Elkin, your leader. Ribeiro second. Jeffers third. Taylor in fourth. Argyros fifth. Weldon sixth. McNeely seventh. Ingrata in 8th. Carell 9th. And Juncos 10th. Boyadzis up to 11th. Started back in 20th. +9 for Michael Boyadzis. Great job today. Brady Golan running 12th. Patricio Gonzalez 13th. Diego Guillo 14th. Joao Vergara up 6 spots. No, pardon me, up 8 spots from 23rd to 15th. Anthony Martello now running in the 16th spot. Joshua Leonel 17th. Michael Succo 18th. And Christian Cameron, last driver on the lead lap. Rodrigo Gonzalez down 1 lap. Soto Sharipa involved in the incident. Leonardo Scorpioni, the solo incident over in turn number 11. Potter out in turn number 6. So it looks like 4 drivers, at least 3 are out. Gonzalez, I think, back onto the racetrack. He's been in and out of pit lane, so potentially issues with Gonzalez, but he is on track. So 3 of the 23 are done. 20 remain on the racing surface. Ariel Elkin looking to try to win his third event of the year. A lot of action here this weekend at VIR, and it's shaking up the championship as the leaders coming in. Weldon and Elkin both having trouble. Elkin with a penalty in race 1, dropping him to 8th. The DNF in race 2. Weldon DNFs in both races. That is advanced Max Taylor to the lead. I don't know that the official results from race 2 have even been sent out yet, but they were, I believe, just official when we kind of wrapped things up before we went racing. There was a lot of action there. Race control was busy looking at a lot of video after race number 2. So when patience is one of the things you try to mix with experience and getting that experience, it's not often easy. Because to get the experience, sometimes you have to make the mistakes. And they're costly mistakes sometimes, both in terms of the pocketbook and as well your points. But you can see some of the drivers who are in that second year who are, maybe not making those mistakes, who are realizing that they got to be a little more patient. Max Taylor, we saw him last year. He was involved in more than one incident on the season. He's done a good job to stay out of a lot of those wrecks here this year. That's why he's the point leader. That's why he's currently 4th. Started in 8th, he's 4th. A couple drivers in front of him were the ones that went out. Soto Sharipa, Scorpioni. It's not like he made passes. He was just biding his time over the first handful of laps. It's hard to teach that. Again, coming through experience, which is often costly. Pace car jetting away. Let's get back at it again. Elkin, Ribeiro, Jeffers, Taylor, and then Argyros. Long way to go in the championship still. 3 events, 8 races still on the docket before we cap it all off. Single file restart. Again, lap 8 will go in the books. We'll be past the halfway point, 7 to go when they get back to the line. Elkin did a good job to hold, stack it up a little bit there. A little contact further back between, I believe, Argyros and Weldon, and one driver's all the way off, coming through, no green. They're waving it off. They are racing down into turn number 1. I believe it was waved off, but I think the green was at start-finish. They'll race their way down here into turn number 1 again. It looks like a bunch of drivers checking up. I believe we've waved this off. A lot of drivers still on the throttle, indeed. So we have waved it off. The flag actually went at start-finish, and he pulled it in quickly. Good job for all the drivers to get things waved up. Obviously, the radio control went out from race control, that it was not a start. Everybody checking back up. A driver had gone off the racetrack coming out of turn number 17. 4 wheels well off. Not quite sure which driver that was. I think it might have been Patricio Gonzalez coming down through 17. He was 4 wheels well off the racetrack. So yellow flag once again. I'm sure we'll stack them back up and go green flag racing this time by. Field again for one more lap around. Lap number 9 will get locked down when they come through. 6 more to go. Not the start we were looking for. So yeah, indeed, Patricio Gonzalez was the driver who went off of the outside of the racetrack coming down through 17. No idea of the reason. You were obviously watching the broadcast with me. You can see that car. All of a sudden, you're shooting across the grass from drivers right to left. He was able to bring it back onto the racetrack. Try this again. Stack them back up. Again, driver going off the track at the start. I believe that was the reason for the wave off. A little miscommunication here with the flag. Green flag did wave, but then it got pulled back quickly, and the race control got on the radio, let everybody know it was a no start. So we'll make it 6 laps when they come back around. 6 to go. Elkin, Ribeiro, Jeffers, Taylor, Argyros. Taylor, of course, lead the championship points. Elkin trying to get some big points to get himself back up where he needs to be. Ribeiro just bouncing back from the DNFs that he had at Barber. Jack Jeffers has had an up-and-down year so far. Second at Barber Motorsports Park and podium third yesterday. Was looking at another podium in race number 2, but the incident in turn number 3 put him out of the race with Elkin, so he's looking for a bounce back, another podium. Had a lot of trouble with these drivers settling in here. One of the things about a track like Road America and like one like here at VIR, the long straightaways in that draft bring a lot of drivers super tight. A track like Mid-Ohio, it's just the track itself and its difficult nature separates the field a little bit more. There's not that many chances to dive bomb someone. As you know, Mid-Ohio, keyhole, turn right, turn 2, passing opportunity, down turn 4. After that, you're just trying to set a driver up, try to pressure him into a mistake. This track here, a lot of long straightaways, a lot of 2x2 where you can really dive in hard. Elkin again, the drivers must keep a steady pace coming out of the final corner. When you roll onto power, you have to stay on that power. You can't get back out of it. We saw them stack up a little bit in the last race. Green flag flying this time by, and we are indeed underway. Oh, man. Elkin got ate up. They're all the way down here to turn 1. I think who has taken the lead? That's Max Taylor to the lead. Jeffers going to try it around the outside. Not sure what happened there with Ariel Elkin. Not sure what happened with Elkin there. I don't think he pushed off. Here comes to the inside. Jack Jeffers is going after it. Jeffers to the inside. Taylor to the outside. Little brake lock up. Oh, Jeffers around the outside. Couldn't get it done. Taylor's going to hold the spot. Jeffers was getting aggressive there on Max Taylor. In the driver's meeting, they did say that when you were coming across the line, yes, on a restart, the pole sitter can punch off. But as soon as the flag man sees that pole sitter, he's throwing the green flag. And I just think that Elkin may have got a little bit caught out there. He got swarmed. The minute the flag goes out, everybody in the team on the radios are going to say green. We know that. I think he may have got caught out trying to pace the field. At the start, it's all up to the leader. Coming up nice and slow like he did. On a restart, it was said in the driver's meeting, and that's why I like to go to the driver's meetings, that as soon as the flag man can see you, they're going green. So indeed, field swarming up there on him. He's going to have to go back to work. Let's restack him when they get in here because there's a lot of action. We may have a pass for the lead coming here 2x2, coming up into turn number 14. Look at how close it is coming over the hill, 14 into the roller coaster. Is that Jeffers now to the lead? We'll see when they come back down the hill. Indeed, Jack Jeffers has taken the lead in the Corpay exclusive Autosport machine. You wonder what's in the mind of Max Taylor. He's had such a good season. The poise that he's had. He's got a couple of wins in USF 2000. A winner here this weekend in juniors. Leading the points. Got to have that patience in his mind. He's done such a good job this year. Sebastian Weldon's up there. He's probably not going to be patient. 2 DNFs. He's going to get aggressive. He's going to try to go around the outside. Thinking about the outside of Taylor. Jeffers is there. Jeffers goes a little bit higher coming out of the corner. Holds off Weldon as well. Runs the whole racetrack. Good move there by Jeffers to leverage the racetrack. There was nobody around him. He needed to go to the outside, and he did. This has put a side-by-side action between Weldon and Taylor. Oh, let's see the drivers in the back. How easy is it for you to drop a wheel? You can see how many drivers coming through turn 3 to 4 either having trouble over the exit curbing or going all the way 2 wheels right. This track, you're always trying to run on the ragged edge. I don't care which formula you're in. You're pushing it to the nth degree. Jeffers now into the lead. 5 laps to go. Unless they're battling behind him, though, even the gap he has right now at probably 4 or 5 car lengths, that's not going to last. The draft is going to bring everybody back into him. Lots of racing still to come. The 17 of Juncos into pit lane and back out. He's still on the lead lap with 10 laps when he goes across the line here, I believe. As they come up there, it looked to me like one of the Jay Howard cars, potentially McNeely, may have lost the front wing. I'm going to try to pick that up when they come across start-finish here as well. But McNeely, right in the championship fight, may have lost the front wing unless he's going to be struggling to get home. There are some high commitment corners here. Back down the hill. It is now Taylor back to the lead. He has taken it from Jeffers, so Taylor goes to P1. 3-driver breakaway. Taylor, Jeffers, and Weldon. 4 to go this time by. I'll try to pick up McNeely as they come by the start-finish. Believe he was running P5. Yeah, McNeely, no front wing, and he's going to keep digging. So watch this, that second group, folks. McNeely leading, has got no wing. Taylor to the inside of Jeffers coming through the corner. Jeffers trying to run around the outside. If he can hold the spot, he'll have the inside of the next corner. That's the thing about this racetrack. Jeffers to the inside, Taylor to the outside. He's got the spot back. Taylor wisely tucks back in on the gearbox. And we have 3 drivers involved in the incident, Rodrigo Gonzalez being one of them, Joshua Leonel as well. That's an incident on the exit or the entry into turn number 1. So the fight back there for 14th and 15th with Rodrigo Gonzalez and Joshua Leonel is going to bring out another full course yellow. Contact with drivers over in turn number 1 for, I want to say 14th and 15th. Has brought another full course yellow. 11 laps down. I believe Jeffers the leader. There's the 15 as well. Here he is there. That's Joshua Leonel pulling off the great job for him to pull off the racetrack coming out of turn 13 or turn 3 rather. Get out of the way. He listened during the drivers meeting. Shout out to Joshua Leonel. Get that car off the racetrack. But tough one for him. Again, that was the fight, as I said, for, I think, 14th and 15th. Full course yellow. Lap number 12 will go in the books this next time by. I'm going to believe we're going to be able to get this car of Gonzalez out quick enough that we'll be able to get at least one more lap of racing. Yellow flag being shown. Pace car now waiting just on the other side of the start-finish line to pick up the field. And we'll give you a full field rundown once again, folks. Jeffers the leader. Good challenge around the outside to hold off and get by Max Taylor. Sebastian Weldon was right in the middle of the fight as well. Liam McNeely still 4th with no front wing. Give it up for this kid. Wow. McNeely 4th, Ariel Elkin in 5th, Bruno Ribeiro 6th spot, G3 Argyros is 7th, Aiden Ingrata is up into 8th, was 5th, fell back further and has fought his way back up to 8th. 9th, Diego Guillo from 15th, 10th is Timothy Carell. How about Joao Vergara? Up to 12th position, started 23rd, +9 for Vergara. If we do go back to green flag racing, he's going to be able to try to fight his way into another top 10. I believe he got a top 10 in race number 1. So Joao Vergara looking for another solid points day. Gonzalez is already out of the car with number 20, the D-Force driver development team. 17 of Juncos remains on track. He gets a lap up. Yeah, so he'll get another, move a couple spots up. He's on the lead lap. 18 drivers remain on the lead lap. Another yellow flag. It's been a rough one here. Jeffers, Taylor, Weldon, McNeely, Elkin, top 5. Ariel Elkin, I'm just going to say he very likely just held off too late. The green flag flew, and as I said before, I'll reiterate this. In the drivers' meeting, they discussed on restarts, you're essentially able to go anywhere out of turn 14. You can, or rather on turn 17. You can come down through Hogpen and get on the throttle. It's up to you. It's a long run down to turn 1. You can wait, but it was detailed quickly that anytime the starter sees you, you can go. Being told to start potentially under review right now, but crew looking at that. Lap number 13 will get clicked away here. Doing their best to get the number 20 machine hooked up. Again, they're only down in Hogpen right now, rather down in Oak Tree in turn 10 and 11. So, possibility for a one-lap dash. Because when they come back around here, that would be lap number 13. If we did get, they're close to getting this car out. So if we are able to get back to green on lap 14, we'd have a one-lap fight. Jeffers, Taylor, Weldon, McNeely, Elkin. Tell you one guy who wants it over, Liam McNeely. No front wing on that car. Not sure what happened to Liam to lose that front wing. He'd love to see it go yellow to the end. Because he, in turn one, is going to be in trouble, I think, on the opening lap. He's going to have trouble diving in there and holding what he needs to hold. He'll be lucky if everybody else stacks up behind him and he can kind of get in there and just get it rotated. There's the car of Gonzalez heading back to the paddock. Incident will be cleaned up at that point. Don't know that we can go green this time by. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to get them around enough. You never know. We'll see whether it's close enough. We may have 2 laps. It's either going to be 1 or a 2-lap dash, either or. Just waiting to see what the pace car does here. Stays on the racetrack. So we were close potentially, I think, to having 2 laps, but we're going to get 1. Jack Jeffers will lead them across the line once again. 1 more lap. When they come back around, this will be lap 13. Lap 14 will go in the books. We got the 1 more circuit to go. 1 more lap when we get back around here. Jeffers, Taylor, Weldon, McNeely, Elkin. Ribeiro in 6th. Argyros 7th. Ingrata 8th. Guio 9th. Carell 10th. Brady Golden from 17th up to 11th as well, so he's picked up spots. Vergara, though, from 23rd to 12th. And you know he will be attacking here on the last lap. Even a couple more spots, even 1 more spot for Vergara. It's been a rough weekend for Joao. Number 19 of Patricio Gonzalez through pit lane. Back out onto the track. I always say that everybody comes into these races with different storylines, right? Where are you in the championship? Do you need that win? Are good points going to be enough? Jack Jeffers looking for the first win of the season. He really wants the victory. Max Taylor's got the point lead. He's already got a win on the weekend. He's got the point lead. His closest competitors behind him are all behind him. Weldon, McNeely, Elkin. Taylor looking to get out of here to the halfway point with the point lead. The VRD driver out of New Jersey. Driver the number 30 machine, the pink ETF, Susan G. Komen Foundation Tatis JR23 for Max Taylor. Current point leader after solid win in race 1. Augie Soto Sharipa winning race number 2, but the incident over in 14 putting him to the tail of the field. A 21st place finish for him. Interesting, I think he may still have the fast lap. Yeah, Soto Sharipa will get a bonus point for fast lap of the race. Porsche pace car dropping the hammer, leaving them through the roller coaster in Hog Pen. We're going back to racing. Jack Jeffers, your leader. 1 more lap. It'll all be over in less than 2 minutes. Jeffers jumps on the loud pedal. Not going to pull what Elkin did, try to hold late. We're on the throttle. Big run down the front straightaway. Here we go. Last lap. Round 3 on the weekend. Green and white. Taylor trying the outside, but here comes Weldon. He's going to try to go all the way around the outside. Taylor down the inside as well. Jeffers is going to hold the spot through turn number 1. They're side by side. coming down to turn. Look at this. They're almost 3 wide coming into turn number 3. Jeffers on the inside. Weldon will go into second. Weldon to P2. Good run there. Can Taylor come back and get him? Taylor wants to win this. He's got to come back at it. Jeffers looks good coming out of 5 and 6. Weldon wants to win, but listen, after a couple of DNFs, get a finish. My goodness. 2 DNFs on the weekend for Weldon. Trying to get a good finish to cap things off. Top 3 drivers break away in Jeffers, Weldon, and Taylor. 2x2 coming up through the sweepers, or the little left-right curves of the first of the 2 back straightaways. Taylor, where's the move? Jeffers will come through Oak Tree. Here's that kind of setup where you try to get the run down the straightaway. You need enough of a gap that you're going to get it at the end of the straightaway. Has Weldon timed it correctly to hold the inside? Jeffers trying to hold on as they come up. Here's where the draft starts to coming into play a little halfway through. You'll see the thing engage, and you'll see the graph. Here comes Weldon. You can see him start to move. Jeffers has not made the move to the inside. Up now into turn number 14. They're side by side quite through 14. Weldon's trying the outside. Not sure that's going to work. Jeffers has still got the spot, slipping and sliding. Weldon's going to try to go over the inside. This could be side by side coming through 16 and 17. Jeffers holding the spot. We're going to have a drag race to the line to see who's going to take this one here. Every one of these drivers with backwards and forwards. Can Taylor potentially get the run down to the line? Here they come. Side by side, Taylor trying to make it 3 wide, and I believe Weldon's going to get the win at the line. Does he or does he not? He does. Weldon scores the win. Weldon just nipping Jeffers at the line. Wow, that was close. Jack Jeffers, not quite enough. Weldon at the line. Man, Taylor tried to make it 2 wide coming across as well, but Sebastian Weldon going to get the win. For both Weldon and Jeffers, much needed podium finishes. After the issues in race number 3, Weldon with the win, Jeffers gets second, Taylor in third. Liam McNeely, how did he hold on to 4th with no front wing? Wow. Aiden Ingrata 5th, Diego Guillo 6th, Timothy Carell 7th, Joao Vergara to 8th, and Anthony Martella up to 10th. 2 top 10s for Martella. Same for Vergara, 8th for Vergara, Brady Gold in 9th, and Anthony Martella in 10th. G3 Argyros and Ariel Elkin on the final lap. They fall back to 14th and 15th respectively. So those 2 drivers falling deeper in the field on the final lap as Weldon, Jeffers, and Taylor went 3 wide coming across the line. Man, margin across the line, 0.04 of a second for Weldon over Jeffers. Both those drivers needed these points, that's for sure. Fast lap still belonged to Soto Sharipa. That's a bonus point. But what a race that was at the end. And listen, I think everybody here, those of you watching at home, I think we all know that there was a high percentage of chaos. We didn't get it, thankfully. They were 2 wide coming into 14. A little bit off the racetrack for Jeffers. He's kind of sideways coming down, maintains it. They're side by side coming down through there into 16 and 17. You knew when they came up the line, they were lined up. The draft was there. That's what VIR is all about. And just enough of a draft for Weldon to get alongside Jeffers, who held his lane. So shout out to Jeffers for holding the lane, not trying to throw the block, which you've seen quite a bit throughout the season. McNeely, I think, what a run to 4th position with no front wing. Stellar run for Liam McNeely. Aiden Ingrata ends up P5. He needed that comeback. 6th for Guillo, 7th for Carell, 8th for Vergara, 9th for Golan, and 10th for Martella. Drivers will work their way down pit lane and head to victory lane as we're going to see the car of Sebastian Weldon and the number 98. He scored his first win in Skip Barber competition last year here at VIR. This isn't the first win, but it's a big one for Weldon after 2 DNFs as he rolls that Gamebridge Group 1001 machine, the VRD number 98 to victory lane. Solid finish for him after 2 DNFs on the weekend. There's Jacob Loomis, there's Jim Locke. thrill of victory there for Sebastian Weldon. Big one for him. Jeffers second, Taylor third. Again, out of the car for Sebastian Weldon. There'll be the celebrations all around. Don't go anywhere, folks. I'm heading down to Victory Lane. Time to pass out some hardware and cap off this year's trip to VIR.
Welcome back to VIR. Time to wrap up the weekend with celebrations here in Victory Lane for race number 3 of the Continental Tire VIR Grand Prix. We'll start with the driver finishing in third place today. The point leader, folks, from VRD Racing, Max Taylor. Justice Jennings from the IndyCar Ministry going to help us out with the award presentations once again. Another solid finish for Max here. Again, point leader leaving VIR this weekend, a win earlier in race number 1. Finishing in second spot, good to get back up onto the podium as well for Exclusive Autosport. P2 goes to Jack Jeffers. Jeffers in second. Send it on up there for Justice, giving Jack his P2 position. A drag race to the line on the final circuit. Just 0.04 of a second at the line. And let's get that final trophy and bring the driver up who gets the win here today. Like I said in the broadcast, won his first race in Skip Barber last year. Another win here on the season at VIR. Sebastian Weldon winning race number 3 for VRD. Justice will take that trophy up, and I'll have a quick little chat here with Sebastian. Great job, Justice. Thank you. Let me hop up here, Sebastian. That was a hardcore race. We've seen it all weekend long. You needed to finish first and foremost, but walk me through that last lap. What was your thought?
I mean, I didn't expect it to be P2 by the turn 1, so I was happy I could get a position, and I just tried to set Jeffers up heading into roller coaster and was able to get him at the line.
Let's talk a little bit about the mindset coming in after 2 DNFs. You knew you had to get a race here. You probably had to be a little more ginger, a little more patient during the race.
You know, I just feel a lot of relief, to be honest, because, yeah, just not a good race. Not a good race 1 and 2, and race 3 finally got the win.
Who do you want to thank today?
I want to thank Jacob Loomis, Dan Mitchell, all the VRD crew, and Andretti Autosport, and all my other sponsors.
Well done. There you go. One more time, folks. Round of applause for our top 3. So, again, that's the way we cap things off here at VIR, a drag race to the line on the final circuit. Weldon by 0.04 of a second. Jack Jeffers in that second spot, and Max Taylor in third. Taylor solid points to continue pushing away, trying to take this championship lead into Mid-Ohio. Both Weldon, as he said before, with those 2 DNFs, and Jeffers coming back after his incident in race number 2. Crucial points for those drivers, especially with Ariel Elkin finishing down the order as he did. Augusto Soto Sharipa with the incident too. So top guys up at the very top of the points having some trouble. I think we're good to go here, folks. Guys, grab that champagne. Let's get to it. Grip it and rip it. We'll celebrate the final race of the day here at VIR. Thank you so much, folks, for those of you tuned in on the broadcast. Remember, we're only a couple of weeks away with all 3 series of the USF Pro Championships presented by Continental Tire at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course over the July 4th weekend. Looking forward to get there with USF Juniors, USF 2000, and USF Pro 2000. Big weekend as we start the second half of the season for all 3 of the series. Thank you so much for tuning into the broadcast, folks. On behalf of Anderson Promotions and Continental Tire, my name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.